You do it every single day, maybe even just an hour ago. You walk through your home, seeking a rare moment of solitude, a brief pause from the world. You find it in the one room that promises privacy, the bathroom. With a gentle push, you close the door, and the latch clicks softly into place. To you, that sound is insignificant. It's the sound of 5 minutes of peace. But to the creature on the other side of that door, your cat, that sound is a gunshot in the silent theater of their trust. You think you are just creating a simple, human boundary. But what your cat hears, what their entire nervous system processes in that fraction of a second, is a sudden, brutal, and unambiguous declaration. You are not part of my inner circle. You're not part of this family. In that one moment, you are not just closing a door. You are triggering a primal fear that has been encoded into their DNA for thousands of years. The fear of abandonment. The terror of being cast out from the colony. For a solitary hunter, being alone is strength. But for a social creature, which the domestic cat absolutely is, being exiled is a death sentence. And you, their trusted leader, the center of their entire universe, have just performed the ultimate act of social banishment. The door is not a physical barrier to them. It is an emotional and psychological wall. They can still hear you. They can smell you. But they have been denied access. They have been deemed unworthy of joining you in a moment of vulnerability, a ritual that, in their world, is reserved for only the most trusted companions. You might hear a frantic pawing, a desperate meow, and you might think, he's just being so needy, or she's just curious. We assign these simple, almost trivial human emotions to them because their true, complex internal world is so foreign to us. But it is not neediness. It is a desperate plea for reconnection. It's an attempt to understand why the rules of the family have suddenly and terrifyingly changed. They are asking, what did I do wrong? Why am I no longer safe with you? This quiet daily ritual of closing the door becomes a recurring trauma. It's a small, silent crack that forms in the foundation of your bond, and with every click of that latch, the crack widens. It can manifest in ways you don't even connect to this single act. The sudden scratching on the furniture, the unexplained anxiety, the aloofness you mistake for independence. It all stems from this fundamental misunderstanding. But the most devastating part of this entire exchange is not the closing of the door itself. As damaging as that is, it's what most people do immediately after they open that door that sends a signal so profoundly confusing, so deeply invalidating, that it can cause the very behavioral problems you're trying to solve. It's a mistake 99% of owners make, and it undoes any sense of security your cat may have been clinging to while they waited. They have been in a state of high alert, and your next move either confirms their worst fears or begins to heal the damage. But here is the secret. There is a simple, 2-second gesture that can reverse all of it. A gesture so powerful, it can erase the anxiety, rebuild the trust, and transform your relationship from one of owner and pet to one of true, bonded equals. And I will reveal exactly what that gesture is at the very end. Before we get there, we must first understand why your cat's obsession with the bathroom is actually a sign of their incredible intelligence and emotional depth. First, if you have felt that knot of guilt in your stomach, take a deep breath and let it go. You are not a bad cat owner. You are simply a human owner. Nearly every single person who shares their life with a cat makes this mistake, because we are wired for a type of privacy that, in the feline world, simply does not exist. Your desire to close that door is a deeply ingrained human social rule, a need for personal space that we believe is polite and necessary. But you have been speaking the language of human etiquette to a creature that only understands the ancient language of feline survival. And in that language, a closed door is not a request for privacy. It is a shout of exclusion. It's a form of social banishment, and it sends a ripple of confusion through your cat's entire world. So let go of the blame. You were not given a manual when you brought them home. You were only given your human instincts. And today, we are going to upgrade those instincts. In fact, if you have ever felt a little strange, a little weird, for letting your cat into the bathroom with you, I am here to tell you something that will change how you see your relationship forever. That strange feeling, that instinct to just let them in, is not only correct, it is a sign of your deep, subconscious bond with them. If you've ever found yourself sitting there, talking to your cat while they sit on the bath mat, maybe telling them about your day or just murmuring nonsense, you are not being weird, you are being fluent in a language you didn't even know you were speaking. Your intuition has been trying to guide you all along, pushing you toward an action that feels odd to your human brain but is profoundly meaningful to your cat's soul. You are on the verge of a breakthrough, and you didn't even realize it. The science behind this is both beautiful and profound. In feline social structures, whether in a pride of lions on the savannah or a colony of feral cats in a city, they engage in a critical bonding behavior called allogrooming. Now, this isn't just about cleaning each other. Allogrooming is the bedrock of trust. It is the silent agreement that says, we are family. We are safe together. When cats groom each other, they are often in relaxed, vulnerable positions. They are performing a routine, mundane activity together, and in doing so, they are reinforcing their social bonds on the deepest possible level. It is an exchange of trust. One cat makes itself vulnerable, and the other reciprocates, not with aggression, but with care. This shared vulnerability is the glue that holds a feline colony together. It is how they build a world where they can truly rest, knowing someone they trust is watching over them. So what does this have to do with you and your bathroom? Everything. You see, when you allow your cat to join you during one of your most private, vulnerable, and routine moments, you are not just letting a pet into a room. You are inviting them to participate in a human form of allogrooming. You are the leader of their colony, their source of safety, warmth, and food. By letting them be present while you are in a vulnerable state, you are sending a powerful signal that says, I trust you. You are part of my inner circle. Your presence here, in this quiet moment, confirms your place in this family. It is the highest honor you can bestow upon them. You are validating their membership in your colony, not with a treat or a toy, but with a shared moment of quiet vulnerability. You are finally speaking their language. And this is only the first step. The real danger, as we discussed, isn't just closing the door, but what happens immediately after you open it, and understanding what happens in their mind while they wait for you is the key to unlocking everything. Now, let's step out of our human world for a moment. I want you to imagine the chaos from their perspective. To you, you are a person, a provider, a companion. But in their world, you are something far more profound. You are the leader of their colony. You are the stable, predictable center of their entire universe. You are the one who makes the sun rise in the morning with the sound of a food bag opening. You are the one who makes the territory safe at night by locking the doors. Every single resource, from food to water to warmth to safety, flows directly from you. Your presence is not just a comfort. It is the very foundation upon which their reality is built. And then, without warning, you vanish. You walk into a small, strange room. A room with loud, unpredictable sounds of rushing water and strange, chemical smells that overpower everything. And then, you commit the ultimate act of social severance. You seal the entrance. That door closing is not a request for privacy. To your cat, it is a sudden, terrifying event. The leader of the colony has willingly entered a potentially dangerous chamber and has locked themselves inside, cutting off all support. Their instinct, an ancient software perfected over thousands of years of survival, begins to scream. It's not just curiosity. It is a primal, 5-alarm fire in their brain, telling them that a member of their family is isolated, vulnerable, and possibly in grave danger. They don't understand the concept of a shower. They understand the concept of a trapped and defenseless creature, and so they wait. This is not a patient wait. This is a state of high alert, a stressful vigil. Every nerve is on fire. Their ears pivot, trying to decipher the muffled sounds from within. Is that a sound of distress? Is another creature in there with you? They may pace back and forth, a tiny, furry sentinel on patrol, their body thrumming with cortisol and adrenaline. They might meow, which is not a plea for attention, but a location call. They are asking, "Are you okay? Report your status. Do you require backup?" They are, in that moment, deeply, profoundly concerned for your well-being. And then, after what feels like an eternity to them, the door opens. You emerge, perhaps toweling your hair or looking at your phone, completely oblivious to the silent drama that has just unfolded. You walk past them, ignoring their frantic concern, and go about your day. Imagine doing this to a human friend. Imagine they watched you walk into a strange, noisy room and lock the door, and they waited outside, sick with worry, only for you to emerge and completely ignore them. It would be a profound betrayal. You are doing this to your cat every single day. This cycle of perceived crisis, followed by complete invalidation, creates a deep, silent anxiety. It's a constant low-grade trauma that can manifest in ways you don't even connect to this one simple habit. So, we are going to stop. We are going to begin to repair this bond right now. The next time you need to use the bathroom, I want you to do one thing differently. Just leave the door cracked open. Not wide open, just a sliver. That tiny gap is a lifeline. It tells them, "I am not cutting you off. The colony is still connected. We are still safe." That is the first step. It's not the full solution, not by a long shot, but it is the beginning of speaking their language. And remember, we still need to cover the most important gesture of all, the one you must do, the moment you walk out of that room. If this single insight has shifted your perspective, if it has illuminated a corner of your cat's world you never knew existed, then I ask you to subscribe. Not for my channel, not for a notification bell, but for the millions of cats living in silent confusion with humans they love but cannot understand. Let's learn their language together, and in doing so, honor the trust they place in us. So you have left the door cracked open, and just as you knew they would, they push it a little further, with their head and pad silently into the room. For years, you've told yourself a story about this moment. You've said, "My cat is so needy." Or maybe, "They're just nosy. They can't stand a closed door." We assign these simple, almost childish human emotions to them, because it's easier than confronting the profound truth of what is actually happening. Your cat is not being needy. They are not being nosy. They are answering a call to duty that is coded into their very DNA. They are performing a sacred, ancient ritual. In that moment, they cease to be your pet. They become your sentinel, your guardian. In the wild, and in the deeply ingrained instincts of your domesticated cat, a creature is never more vulnerable than when they are eliminating waste. It is a moment of distraction, a moment when their guard is down. Predators know this. It is a moment of maximum risk. And when you, the leader of their colony, the single most important being in their universe, enter a state of vulnerability, their entire world narrows to a single objective: protect the leader. They are putting themselves, their own safety, on the line to stand guard for you. This is not a cute quirk. This is a deadly serious security detail. And they are the one in charge. Now, this is where the language gets even deeper, and where 99% of owners misinterpret the most critical signal. Pay close attention to what happens next. They may circle your legs, they may rub against the cabinet, but then, very often, they will do something that feels like a complete contradiction. They will sit down, and they will turn their back to you. They will face the door, the hallway, the perceived source of any potential threat. To our human brains, this can feel like a slight. It can feel like dismissal. They followed you in, only to ignore you. But in the silent, unspoken language of felines, this is the single greatest compliment a cat can bestow upon any living creature. It is an act of breathtaking, unconditional trust. What your cat is saying in that moment is not, quote 2, they are saying, quote 3, you have just formed a 2-member perimeter. You are a unit. They have evaluated you, lived with you, and studied your every move, and they have reached a verdict. You are worthy of their complete faith. They are willing to entrust 50% of their sensory awareness, 50% of their chance of survival, to you. This is not something they offer lightly. It is an honor reserved for the most trusted, most bonded partner in their colony. You have been appointed. You are no longer just the person who opens the cans of food. You are their other half, their partner in vigilance, the one they would trust with their life. And understanding this gesture is the key to unlocking a new level of communication. But as powerful as this silent appointment is, it's what you do immediately after that truly matters. Acknowledging their trust is one thing, but validating it, that's the final secret we are about to reveal. At the very beginning, I promise to reveal the single most damaging thing most owners do, and the 2-second habit that can fix it all. It's not about closing the door. It's about what happens the moment you open it. The mistake, the one that causes a silent fracture in your bond, day after day, is ignoring them. You emerge from the bathroom, your mind already on making coffee or checking your phone, and you walk right past the small, furry creature who has been standing guard, their entire nervous system on high alert, waiting for you. To them, it's not just an oversight, it's a profound rejection. They just spent minutes in a state of heightened anxiety, convinced a member of their colony was in a vulnerable, isolated position. And your response upon returning to safety is to treat them as if they are invisible. This single act communicates something devastating in their language. Your concern is meaningless. Your role in this family is insignificant. It invalidates their deepest instinct to protect and connect. And when this happens over and over, and that anxiety doesn't just disappear. It curdles into behavioral issues that leave you confused and frustrated, never realizing you were the source. But now, you will be the source of their security. The ultimate secret, the 2-second habit that guarantees your cat's affection and dissolves their anxiety is this. The moment you exit the bathroom, before you do anything else, stop. Find your cat. Look at them. Make soft, gentle eye contact and give them one long, slow blink. Hold your eyes closed for a full second and then slowly open them. This is not just a gesture. This is a sentence spoken in perfect, fluent feline. It is the universal sign for I love you, I trust you, we are safe. Let's break down its power. In the wild, a direct, unbroken stare is a threat, a challenge. To willingly close your eyes in front of another creature is the ultimate act of vulnerability. It is a nonverbal declaration that you feel so safe, so utterly without fear in their presence, that you will lower your defenses. When you slow blink at your cat, you are instantly de-escalating the entire situation. You are telling them the perceived danger has passed. You are acknowledging their vigil and thanking them for their service. It is the feline equivalent of a soldier returning to the barracks and receiving a quiet, respectful nod from their commander. It says, "Mission complete. Stand down. We are secure." It costs you nothing, but it gives them everything. It instantly dissolves the frantic energy they've built up and confirms that the social bond is intact and stronger than ever. Don't be surprised if they give you a slow blink in return. When they do, you must understand the magnitude of that moment. They have just returned your I love you. They have accepted your report that all is well. You have successfully closed a communication loop that 99% of pet owners don't even know exists. By mastering this single, simple habit, you transform your role in their life. You are no longer just the person who opens the cans and cleans the box. You are a guardian, a fluent translator of a secret language they thought no human could ever understand. You are their trusted partner, their safest harbor. You didn't just get a pet. You were chosen by an ancient, intelligent creature to be the center of their universe. And now, finally, you know exactly how to honor that profound choice. What is the _quote, _7_place your cat always insists on following you to? Let's decode it together in the comments.